Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sport Reported. We're back again after the 1,000th hiatus, but looking forward to hopefully getting some regular content out there for all sorts of sports, of course, football, rugby, boxing. There'll be regular content coming. It will be a lot of streams, but there will be sort of edited videos, shortened videos to be coming in the future. But today, I am joined by Luke and by Jason. How are you, boys?
Hello.
Good, mate.
Nice one. So today we are predicting the 2021-2022 Carabao English Football League Cup, the first round. It is almost impossible to predict these, so give us some leeway because really we don't know the sort of teams that any of these clubs are going to field because Carabao Cup first round, very few teams take it seriously. Some take it more seriously than others. So, we're going to start with the North and take it from there. There's been two games that have been played already. Sheffield Wednesday and Bournemouth got permission to move their games to the end of July. I don't actually know the reasons why they did that, but Sheffield Wednesday drew 0-0 with Huddersfield Town, and Huddersfield went through on penalties. And it was AFC Bournemouth who beat MK Dons by 5-0. So both of those teams, Bournemouth and Huddersfield, will progress to the second round. So let's begin then. And I'm going to start off with Derby County against Salford City. I believe this is one of the TV games, is it not?
Yeah.
So Derby against Salford. I think obviously Derby will play quite a changed team because they're in a bit of trouble, really, aren't they? Salford. It's against Wayne Rooney's team, so there might be a bit of an extra incentive there. I think it will be a narrow Derby victory with a pretty heavily changed team. I'm going to go Derby County 2, Salford City 1. Luke, what are your thoughts?
I've gone Derby County 0, Salford 2. Because I think if Derby change their team, they've got no squad there. It's just 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds.
That's a good point.
They might have to put Rooney on the pitch at this rate. They've literally got no players. So
yeah, that's a good point.
I think it will just be a really weak side, and Salford will just comfortably win. If Salford play some of their stronger players. Obviously, if Salford rotate loads, then it'll be even. But
yeah, okay, Jace.
I'm fine.
I've gone 1-1 and Derby on penalties.
Interesting. It does remind me a fair bit of Derby Barrow in the first round last season.
Yeah.
Got a feeling it could be that sort of game. But next up, Hartlepool United, of course, returning to the Football League and therefore the Carabao Cup. They're at home to Crewe Alexandra. To be honest, I think for Hartlepool, it's a case of trying to reinstate their place in the Football League. I don't think they'll be bothered about this in the slightest. There might be potential for wanting to get through to try and get a big tie against a Premier League team, which of course brings the money in. But I'm going to say Hartlepool United 0, Crewe Alexandra 2. I think Crewe have got a good squad. Of course, they've got Southampton's Kane Ramsey there on loan. But they, on the whole, Mikael Mandron as well. I don't know if he'll play in this game, but they've got a pretty good squad. So Crewe to win this one by 2-0. Luke?
I've gone similar. I've gone 3-1 Crewe, but I think that's it. I think Crewe are quite. I'm not sure they're going to have a great season in League One, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere near the bottom. So I think it'll be like. I'm expecting to be mid-table, so I think they might go for a little bit of a cup run because they're kind of just going to be average. So I think they'll play a stronger sort of side.
Yeah,
comfortably beat them.
Okay, Jason.
I've also gone 3-1, the same as Luke. Hartlepool got a pretty good win at the weekend, but I think their main focus this season is going to be trying to stay in the Football League. And yeah, like you say, Crewe got a fantastic side. They've also got that Charlie Kirk as well. He's very good.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Okay, next up, an all League One tie, Shrewsbury Town against Lincoln City. It's always difficult to call these ties when it's two teams playing from the same league, just because really you don't know how seriously either side is going to take it. And realistically, both of these teams are probably going to want to save it more for the league. With that in mind, I think there'll be some sort of fringe players, maybe even a few youngsters. Hopefully, Daniel Ndulu gets a start for Lincoln. That'd be good. I'm not sure if he played in Lincoln's first game, actually. I didn't even check that. But Yeah, I'm going to go for Shrewsbury Town 2, Lincoln City 2, with Lincoln City winning on penalties. Again, there's not an awful lot of thought put behind that, other than I think both will play quite heavily rotated sides. So that's my thoughts. Luke?
I've literally gone exactly the same. I think they'll both rotate because they're same league in it. So I just put 1-0 Lincoln. I just think it'd be a close match, and they're going to rotate, so they'll edge it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Jason?
I've gone 3-1 Lincoln. A little bit different, I think.
And Lindulu hat-trick, yeah?
Pardon?
And Lindulu hat-trick, yeah?
Maybe. I think he might play because I don't think he was actually in the squad Saturday.
To be fair, he didn't get much of a pre-season, so.
No, exactly. So he probably will feature tomorrow. And I just think Shrewsbury will struggle a lot this season. I think they could be down there fighting for it. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 Lincoln.
I think it could favour Shrewsbury because Lincoln are probably going to be at the top of the table. So they might rotate even more than Shrewsbury.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although I'm not sure whether Lincoln are going to really be weighing in with the big guns this season as much as they did last season.
I think they'll be competing for the playoffs.
I think they'll be sort of in and around the playoffs, maybe, yeah. Like I say, hopefully Ndulu has a good season. A lot of Lincoln fans seem pretty, they seemed chuffed, really, with the signing of Ndulu, so I hope he has a good season there. Next up, Mansfield Town against Preston North End. Again, very difficult. This is actually probably one of the more difficult sorts of games to predict because, of course, you've got a League Two side in Mansfield, and then Championship side in Preston. Preston notoriously make a fair few penalties in cup games. The last time I actually saw them play for the full 90 minutes was in a cup game, and they were at bottom club Wickham away, and they played an absolutely dreadful team and got battered 4-1. Having said that,
some memory. When was that?
I do. Last January this year.
I wouldn't have had a clue they even played each other.
That's because I read a report on it.
Oh, right. I remember that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think it was the beginning of that season they played Bradford away and beat them 4-0. So it really depends on the sort of squad that they have for this game. I don't think they're going to play a particularly strong team at all. I don't think they'll be bothered about this, particularly after a dreadful start to their championship season. Mansfield, they're a decent side. Of course, they signed Ollie Hawkins this summer. I think they'll win this game. I'm going to go for Mansfield Town 2, Preston North End 1. Luke?
I went for exactly the same score.
Nice
2-1 Mansfield. Basically, for the same reasons, I think Preston, I don't think they're going to be great this season. And I think they're going to be focusing 100% on the championship because I think they know they're not looking great. So I think Mansfield will just nick a win.
Yeah. Jason?
I've also joined the cup set bandwagon. Mansfield 1-0 win.
Nice.
That's class.
Similar reasons or?
Just same as what Luke said, really. I think this is a season they're going to struggle and going far in the Carabao Cup certainly isn't going to help that in the league.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Interesting one here. Port Vale against Sunderland. Of course, Sunderland are desperate to get out of League One. They have been for the last 3-4 years. I don't really know how much emphasis they're going to put on cup games. As for Port Vale, I mean, I think they'll be very sort of average, lower mid-table in League Two. I think Sunderland will play a changed team, a heavily changed team, but I think they'll play a team that's good enough to beat Port Vale. Port Vale may make changes themselves. I'm going to go Port Vale 0, Sunderland 2. Luke?
I went, again, Port Vale 0, Sunderland 2. But Sunderland aren't always great in cup competitions, though. So
yeah,
they could slip up, but I think their depth is quite good. So I think they'll have way too much for Port Vale. They should do anyway. But
they should do on paper, yeah.
Hard to predict, isn't it?
Yeah. Jason?
Well, you know what they say? They say good minds think alike, and I also went Port Vale 0, Sunderland 2.
Nice. Yeah. Same reasons again?
Same reasons.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like Jason's just going to be saying same reasons for every single game.
I was reading that I saw a lot of Sunderland fans on Twitter because obviously Pompey at the minute have not got a lot of players. They're struggling depth-wise. I saw a lot of Sunderland fans saying that they're struggling as well for I just said they're good depth, but apparently they are struggling to have like a lot of good first team players for depth. But I don't know how so whether they'll play a youth side, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the depth they have.
Because they sold Charlie White, didn't they?
Yeah, he went to. Oh God, where did he go? It was like
Wigan. He's on like
yeah,
10 grand a week at Wigan.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He went to Wigan. I thought that was a strange move. Although, I mean, I think
Obviously
Wigan,
money.
of course, Wigan, of course, will be a lot stronger this season because they've got a full season with a good team. I think they'll be playoffs, Wigan. But anyway, yeah, I think Sunderland will have enough in this game. Sheffield United at home to Carlisle United. So, of course, a relegated Premier League team, the only relegated Premier League team, actually, because the other two come in the next round. Playing Carlisle United, who they had a good season last season. It just tailed off towards the end. They missed out on the playoffs. I think this only goes one way. I think Sheffield United will play a heavily rotated side. We might see players like Daniel Jebison, who scored in the Premier League on his debut at the end of last season. I'm not sure. I know he was linked with a loan. I'm not sure if he's already gone out, but if he hasn't, we're likely to see him.
He was linked to Sunderland, I think, Jebison.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. I think he was linked. Yeah, it was Sunderland somewhere else. But yeah, like I said, I think that they'll play a heavily rotated side, but it'll be comfortably good enough to beat Carlisle, I would imagine. So I've gone for Sheffield United 4, Carlisle United 1. Luke?
I've gone 1-0 Sheffield United. I think they don't score a lot of goals, do they, Sheffield United? So,
well, I mean, that was in the Premier League, to be fair.
I know, but they've got pretty similar squad, really.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they've got a pretty similar squad, so that's why
I just don't think they've got a lot. They don't really have a lot of firepower up front. So I think they'll nick it. I think they'll win. It might even be a comfortable one though. I just think they'll just score one and just kind of sit back and just control the game.
Being like a pre-season game.
Yeah.
Jace?
Yeah, I've gone 1-0 Sheffield United as well. I don't think it's going to be a classic. It's definitely not a classic on paper, but I think.
I dread to think how empty the stadium will be.
Yeah.
To be fair, incoming 7-0 Carlisle now. Now you've said that.
That would be class, yeah. Okay, so Sheffield United 4, Carlisle United 1 for me. Next up, Blackpool against Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough have a tendency to struggle in these early round cup games, particularly when they play. Well, I mean, I was going to say lower league opposition. Of course, Blackpool got promoted this season. I really don't think Blackpool have added anywhere near enough. I think they will struggle a lot in the Championship this season. However, I do think that they'll get a win. I'm not really sort of sure what sort of team they'll field, but I think that Middlesbrough will field a very weakened side, and consequently, I think Blackpool will win by 2-0. Luke?
I've gone quite like a stalemate. I just think they'll both play rotated sides, which probably does favour Middlesbrough. I've gone Middlesbrough to win on pens after a 2-2 draw.
Okay. Jason?
I've gone 2-1 Borough. Actually, they weren't great at Fulham on the weekend. Obviously, it won't be the same side that played against Fulham, but they stayed in the game and got a draw out of it, which is a good result for them.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Obviously, got Neil Warnock as well.
They should have nicked that result.
Pardon?
I thought they should have nicked it at Fulham at the weekend.
Yeah. They could have, yeah. I just think Blackpool, obviously, another side that they know they're going to be fighting for it this season.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think 2-1 Borough.
I just realised Harrogate Town are playing Rochdale in the Cup. Did they not just play in League Two?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And Harrogate won 3-2. I've actually gone for a similar scoreline in this one. I've gone for Harrogate 4, Rochdale 2. I did make these predictions before I remembered that they played each other at the weekend.
Yeah, I just realised they did as well. And they won 3-2, didn't they? I remember seeing it like they had scored 3. My prediction may be wrong then.
I mean, it's difficult to say because obviously Harrogate had a pretty good season last season. They started off really well and it kind of petered out towards the end. But I think it's important that they sort of reinstate themselves this season and make sure that they cement their League Two place. I think they'll struggle a little bit more than they did last season, personally. However, in this game, I think, Rochdale, I don't really know what to expect from Rochdale. They're the sort of team that you see in League One and you think, I mean, how did they get there and why are they there? And then when they get relegated to League Two, a bit like Walsall, you're like, are they really going to challenge to bounce back up or are they just going to sit in League Two? But Oldham as well were the same, actually. So I don't really know what to expect from Rochdale. I'm going to go for Harrogate 4, Rochdale 2. Luke?
Well, And now looking at my prediction, I probably should have gone with something different. I completely forgot they played each other at the weekend, to be honest. I went probably the complete opposite to the weekend and gone Harrogate 0, Rochdale 0. Harrogate to win on penalties.
Okay.
So
Okay.
hopefully it'll just be a complete opposite from the weekend, and I'll be right.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Jason?
I've gone 2-1 Harrogate. I actually really like Harrogate. They've got a very good side. And I think that they could be a surprise package this season.
Yeah. I mean, what's his name? Jack Muldoon. He did
fantastic player.
I'll be honest, I was very impressed with him last season in League Two. Hopefully he'll continue that this season.
He's been good for a few years now.
Yeah.
I'm also very glad that Rochdale are in League Two now. I'm just like, they're such a boring club.
Yeah, we're
to have in League One.
A few people now, but
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure there's going to be too many Rochdale fans watching. So
we also Luke Armstrong Harrogate as well. He scored their first goal of the season.
Yeah. Okay, so next up, Stoke City at home to Fleetwood Town. I swear these two played in the cup a few years ago, but Stoke. I think Stoke will have a good season this year. I like Stoke. I like the look of what Stoke are building. I even though he's 32, I think Mario Vrancic is a very good signing for them. I just like they haven't necessarily got shed loads of firepower, but I think they'll have a good enough side to challenge for the playoffs this season. As for Fleetwood, I think they'll struggle a little bit more in League One. Probably surviving, but when it comes to this, of course, Stoke will play a heavily rotated side. Fleetwood, I'm not really sort of sure what sort of side they'll play. I'll go for Stoke City 2, Fleetwood Town 1. Luke?
I've gone 2-0 Stoke. I think Stoke will also have a good season this year. I think Sam Surridge is a really good signing.
Sam Surridge is an excellent signing. Yeah.
I think that's a really good signing. I'm surprised Bournemouth let him go, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought that was really strange. I was thinking possibly that Bournemouth, maybe a few financial issues. I mean, they've literally made one signing this season, and that was Marcondes from Brentford. They've only got Lee Davis in on loan from Leeds again, and that's all the signs they've made. So I don't know if they've kind of, because they didn't bounce straight back, they have now run out of money.
Maybe. I don't know. I just thought it was strange, like, because Surridge has been quite like up and coming at Bournemouth for a while, having loans. I don't know. I just think it was a weird one. And then he scored at the weekend for Stoke, so it just showed what they got. And they also signed Wilmot from Watford, who didn't get a look in last year at Watford, and he's a decent centre back. I think Stoke will comfortably win 2-0.
Yeah. All right, Thomas, how you doing, mate? Nice to have you on. Jason, what do you think?
Mate. How you been? I've gone 1-0 Stoke City.
Stoke City.
On a cold Tuesday night in Stoke, Fleetwood won't be able to do it.
Yeah. It's not the most exhilarating of games, but nice.
And it won't be a cold Tuesday night, because I've just realised it's August, but it will still be a Tuesday night.
I mean, I wouldn't get past Stoke, to be fair.
I got so confused a second ago. I thought you were calling Jason Thomas, and I've just seen the comment, and I was like, what? I was like, what have I missed?
Okay, next up, Walsall against Doncaster Rovers. Doncaster had a really poor start to their League One season. They lost 2-1 at home to Wimbledon, who I think are going to struggle this season. That was a very good win for Wimbledon, though. Doncaster are a weird side. They're the sort of team that you kind of expect to be there or thereabouts with the playoffs, but then they're not good enough to go up. As for the cup, I don't really know. Walsall are the sort of side, I mean, since they got relegated from League One, they have not done anything in League Two, really. They've been very much mid-table, lower mid-table. And actually, there was one point last season where Walsall fans were a little bit concerned about relegation. So I think it'll be a comfortable Doncaster win. Walsall 0, Doncaster Rovers 3. I've got Luke.
I went for a 2-1 Doncaster win. I think they'll just about have enough for Walsall, but I don't think they're going to have a great season in League One. I think they've been there or thereabouts for the last few years, but I think they've kind of just not strengthened enough.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting at the weekend though. Jace, did you see who scored for them against Wimbledon?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh yeah, I did. Charlie Seaman. Yeah,
Charlie Seaman.
He's a couple of years ago, hasn't he?
Didn't actually realise he'd gone there.
No, neither did I.
I forgot. Yeah, I didn't even realise.
I think he's playing on the wing for them as well. He fullback at Eastleigh, wasn't
I don't think he was that.
he? I didn't think he was great when I saw him
I don't
play.
think he was
I
great.
don't think he was League One standard,
But he's young and he, so I
Yeah,
suppose he's just.
Was that a case of like, do you think he'll be a regular starter for Doncaster or?
I have no. Until I saw he scored, I didn't know he'd gone there. So I was like, oh, that's just interesting that
Yeah,
he was at Eastleigh a couple of years ago.
Next up, all League Two tie, Oldham Athletic against Tranmere Rovers. These are the sorts of games that are very, very impossible to predict because it's two League Two teams. I mean, I think Tranmere they're kind of there or thereabouts when it comes to playoffs promotion. Oldham, not so much. They've actually been struggling in the last few years, sort of in the lower echelons of League Two. I think though with rotated teams, I'll go for Oldham Athletic 1, Tranmere Rovers 1, and I've forgotten who I put to win on penalties now. Oldham to win on penalties. It's a coin flip penalties, isn't it? And I mean, I think it's going to be one of those games, like I said, two pretty rotated sides. I mean, it'd probably be two sides that would maybe be beaten by National League teams. That's how many changes would probably be made. But yeah, I think Oldham will sneak through on penalties. Luke?
It's a dead it's quite like it's a hard game to call, in it. Like they're both like League Two sides that will rotate, so it could go either way. But I went for the exact same prediction, but I said Tranmere on penalties.
Okay. Jason?
Just because, like you said, 50-50, I picked the other team.
I'll do 2-1 because we missed out my Walsall Doncaster one, but I went 1-1.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate.
I thought we did. Yeah, I thought we did.
And then Oldham Tranmere.
Wait, what did you say for Walsall Doncaster? Sorry,
1-1 Doncaster on penalties.
Nice one. Okay.
And yeah,
so you can Walsall shot then.
Oldham Tranmere is that game that like you look at it and think nothing's going to happen, and then I think it's going to be goals galore.
Really? Okay.
I'm going 3-3 and Tranmere on penalties.
I hope so. That would be a good one.
It's not out of the blue because things like that happen because it could just be a load of like players that need to make a statement. Where they're just going for it.
Well, you think it'd be a lot of fringe and like under 23 Oldham and Tranmere players, so it could be chaos at the back. You know,
that's what I'm saying. A couple of like defender kicking the ball to his goalkeeper and it going in and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, all right. Rotherham United against Accrington Stanley. This is actually an all League One tie as well. Obviously, you expect Rotherham to be sort of up there again. I feel for Rotherham a lot because they're, for me, the epitome of being too good for League One more often than not, and not good enough for the Championship. They had a good run in the Championship a few seasons ago, where I think they stayed up for 3 seasons. But since then, they've kind of been yo-yoing. I like Paul Warne. I like their manager a lot. I think he's a great manager. I don't really know about what sort of business they've done this summer, but you would imagine that they'll sort of be there or thereabouts. In this cup game, I think they'll make changes, but then I think Accrington will do the same. And I think Rotherham's squad depth will be superior. So for that reason, Rotherham 2, Accrington 1. Luke?
Yeah, I think Rotherham have got a stronger squad in general than Accrington. So if they rotate, they'll just have enough. I've just gone for just a 1-0 win to Rotherham.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have a good season as they always do in League One, top 6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they went back up, although I think maybe like the Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich, teams like that might be a bit too strong.
If Ipswich gel, they should absolutely storm the league.
Yeah, you were going to say the other word.
I went 1-0 Rotherham as well. I think they'll be right up there this season.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Yeah. I mean, they always are, really, aren't they? Any other reasoning behind it? Or?
No, not really. I don't really know too much about Accrington this year.
I think they'll struggle this year, Accrington.
Yeah,
I think they'll be near the bottom.
Yeah, they're normally not great.
They haven't. Sorry, go on, Jason.
No, go on. It's fine.
I was going to say last season they had was it Tariq Ikwake? Is that his name? From Chelsea on loan, Ikwakwe or something like that. He was really impressive, but I don't think they've got him back on loan. I'm pretty sure he's back in the under-23s. So I don't really know about Accrington, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games, again, that's just impossible to call. Next up, Barrow against Scunthorpe United. Barrow were they at home or away at the weekend?
I don't know.
Can't remember.
I can't remember, because if not, then this is the first game Barrow fans will get to see in League Two, isn't it? Or like as a Football League side.
I know, because they had. Remember we had.
Stevenage and lost 1-0.
But remember last season at like Christmas.
Yeah, but
time?
like full capacity. I mean.
Oh, full capacity. Yeah.
But yeah, they had 10 yellow cards in their first game. Not Barrow themselves, but in the game there was 10 yellows. It's crazy.
So, I mean, for Barrow fans, I mean, it's not the most exciting of games to kick off a lot of their Football League journeys as fans. But, I mean, to be honest, I think, Barrow will be more focused on surviving in the league, of course. But Scunthorpe will probably be doing the same. Scunthorpe have been struggling a little while. I don't rate Scunthorpe either, so I'm going to go 2-1 Barrow. I think it's, again, another coin flip. Luke?
I went the other way because when they're two League Two sides, and obviously they're not going to play their stronger side, it's just ridiculously hard to predict. So I just went 1-0 Scunthorpe. They'll edge it. I don't know.
Yeah. Jason?
Could easily go the other way.
We've gone 0-0. 0-0 all over.
What a game for Barrow fans to be introduced to Football League 2.
Exactly.
How many do they get at home? In general,
don't know.
I know in their promotions, not in the promotion season. Sorry, I swear they got like 3,000 in.
You went there, Case. What do they get in the National League?
But like before their promotion season, what did they get?
I don't know. I'll have a look. There weren't many when I went, but it was a Tuesday night, so.
Yeah, I think they got. From what I remember, I think they got like 1.5k when it was like not their promotion season, and obviously a lot of fans went when they started realizing we could be going up. So
the average attendance for the 2019-20 season was 1,900.
Oh really? Oh okay. I thought
that was 1,300.
So not massively supported. Of course, they'll get more in League Two, but
yeah, definitely.
Next up,
wait. Did you say it?
Yeah, 0-0, mate.
If you didn't say on pens, who's on pens?
Oh, I'll go Barrow on pens. Beloved Barrow.
We love the Barrow, yeah. Hull City against Wigan Athletic. I swear these two play each other in a couple of times as well. It's obviously Hull got a massive win against Preston at the weekend to kick off their championship season. A lot of people have actually tipped them to struggle again or even go back down. I think they'll be absolutely fine in the championship this season. I don't think they'll do anything special, but I think they'll be sort of mid-table, low mid-table. I think they'll be absolutely fine. For Wigan, like I said, they've obviously got a much stronger side now with a bit of investment, new owners. It's very rotated sides, as you'll expect. So I'm going to go for Hull City 0, Wigan Athletic 0. And Hull City to win on penalties because I think Hull have got a pretty decent squad, but penalties is a coin flip, like I said. Luke,
just realised if it's Hull Wigan, there's going to be a lot of there could be a lot of old comedy players from last season playing this game.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Cannon for Hull, he scored on his debut at the weekend against Preston.
I saw that. Yeah,
I'm surprised about that. And Watmore and Naylor for Wigan, but I've gone 3-1 Hull. I think they're too strong. I think they'll do well in the championship. I think they'll do all right in the championship. I think they'll be like, I don't think they'll do well, but I think they'll be like 14th. Around there.
Yeah, that's roughly where I expect them to be. Like in the regions of 14th to 18th, so like not amazing, but they'll comfortably survive. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Jason,
I think me and Luke are looking at the same screen because I've also gone 3-1 Hull.
Jeez.
I agree about Hull as well. I think they'll be the most successful team that got promoted in the championship this season.
100%. Like Blackpool and Peterborough have got such a more weak.
I think Blackpool and Peterborough will struggle.
I think Peterborough will massively struggle.
I think Blackpool will massively struggle. I think that their signings have been average. It would be okay in League One, but they got like their best signing. They signed John Jules on loan, but he did okay last season. I think where was he? Was he at Doncaster last season? But he didn't do amazingly, and that's their marquee signing. They've signed like I think was it Richard Keogh, who's like 100 years old.
I saw things on it about Twitter because I follow a couple of Blackpool fans, and they were saying Keogh was really good at the weekend.
Was he?
But, he's old, isn't he? But he's always played at that level.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. He's got massive experience, so that's a bonus for them. But I just think they'll really struggle. I don't think they've added nearly enough.
Yeah, like John Jules scored 5 goals in League One for Doncaster last season.
Yeah, that's not incredible though, is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dogle or Doggle, whatever his name is.
Who?
That midfielder. I can't remember his first. I think it's Kieran. Is it Doggle? Something like that.
Who's this?
I'm not sure.
Blackpool.
Oh, Blackpool. Oh yeah, Kieran. The Australian one. The guy who scored the goal to get them promoted in the playoffs.
Yeah. The midfielder.
Yeah. The Australian one. Yeah.
He's good.
He's a good player.
So yeah, I mean, where were we at even with?
Wigan.
We were whole Wigan. So we were talking about whole Wigan. Yeah. So we've all done our predictions for that. Yeah. So we can move on. Bolton Barnsley then. Bolton Wanderers against Barnsley. It's a difficult game to predict. Of course it is. They all are. Bolton. I think that they'll do okay in League One. I don't think that there'll be playoffs or anything like that. I don't think they'll be battling against relegation. I think they'll be very much mid-table, and then maybe next season they'll start pushing for the sort of upper regions. Barnsley, I think Barnsley will struggle. I think they've lost their manager. Obviously, they had a fantastic season last season. They've lost their manager. I don't know about their squad. I mean, they massively overachieved to get to the playoffs. That's the first thing that we've got to recognise. They massively overachieved. They've got a decent squad. I just think that they'll do a lot worse than they did last season. So I've gone for Bolton Wanderers 3, Barnsley 0.
How did that is a big prediction. But what did Barnsley do at the weekend? I didn't actually see the result. Did they get?
I know what Cardiff.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they got a point at Cardiff, which is a good result.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Barnsley get relegated this season. I feel like it's one of those things that just they pushed on so much last season. You could just see them having a complete fall.
No, I completely agree, because that sort of thing kind of happens a lot.
In the Championship especially, it happens.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think for Barnsley as well, their manager went to, was it West Brom he went to?
Yeah.
Which was obviously a massive move for him. He was an excellent manager. There's no doubt about that. They've got a lot of I think it was like a lot of Danish connections, a bit like Brentford. But yeah, I don't know. I just think Bolton will play a much stronger side. Sorry,
I think they have Belgian connections as well.
Do they?
There's a team in Belgium. I'm not sure what it is, but I've gone kind of on the same route. I've gone 2-2, but Bolton to win on penalties.
Okay, Jace.
Yeah, I was just looking up at Barnsley's window that they had, and I didn't realise Connor Chaplin went to Ipswich.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. I swear you knew that.
No, I might have said me, but
I swear we spoke about that the other day.
But I'm actually surprised this isn't one of the TV games, to be honest. I think it's probably one of the best games of the round.
It's all right.
It's all right. I've gone for 2-2, and I think Bolton on penalties. However, I don't think they will struggle this season.
Who, Barnsley?
They've managed to keep the majority of their squad.
Oh, Barnsley.
Yeah, Barnsley. Yeah, Barnsley.
I just think they overachieved so much last season.
Yeah, I think
keeping their squad doesn't massively matter, because I think they're.
I think a lot of people have written them off based on their manager leaving, which is fair enough, because he was a big part of the reason they did overachieve last season. But I still think they'll be all right. I think they'll get like 11th or 12th. Yeah,
okay.
Burton Albion versus Oxford. What's your take? I was just reading. It's just what the comment said. Sorry.
No, that's fine. We can do that now if you want. We'll do Burton Albion against Oxford. I mean, it's 2 League One sides. It's difficult. I think Burton, even though they don't necessarily have the most incredible squads all the time, they always seem to do all right. I think they started a bit slowly last season, but they ended up doing all right. I think this season they might possibly be in with an outside shot of playoffs. I don't know. I think
good manager.
Gallo, I'm going to interrupt you to tell you that Borges got a done deal.
Who?
Southampton. Borgia.
Borgia. Oh, nice.
It is a medical.
Love to see that.
I want to know. I'm curious who this person supports. Like, I don't want to kind of.
Yeah. So Thomas, if you can tell us, who do you support?
If it's Burton, I feel terribly sorry, because you signed Bryn Morris from us, and
I think Oxford have got a decent side. I don't know, because obviously they reached the playoffs in 1920.
For some reason, you can say like 1966 then or something.
And obviously, they didn't quite replicate that last season. They did a lot better. I thought that they were going to struggle. I remember predicting them, I think, to go down or like be near there or thereabouts, because I thought it'd be a similar thing to what we said with Barnsley.
Yeah,
but actually,
they did start terribly, and then they were like
winning. They were one of the best sides in the league towards the end of the season.
All of a sudden, they came from like near the bottom to like be at the top, and everyone was like, "Oh,
I think they finished like 8th."
They just missed out, didn't they, with us?
Yeah. So it's difficult, but I think because I think Oxford have a more realistic chance of doing well, even though it's weird because I think Burton will do better, but I think on paper Oxford should do better. So I think Oxford will rest a lot of players, and consequently, I think Burton will beat Oxford 3-1. So I'm going to go for Burton Albion 3, Oxford United 1. Luke?
So I have also gone for a Burton Albion win.
Okay.
I went for a 1-0 to Burton.
Yeah.
I really do like Hasselbank. I think he's a really good manager.
Yeah.
But he is a Burton fan. I think Burton will win 1-0. Just.
He's a Burton Albion fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you have to watch Bryn Morris every week. He is a terrible footballer.
So Burton won a trophy. Did you see they won a trophy? They beat Leicester. Burton are better than Man City in theory. They beat Leicester and won a trophy on, I think it was on penalties.
Got them over, put Man City in League One.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, it's a tricky fixture. But it's a tricky fixture for Oxford as well. It's just a tough one to call, and it really depends on what sort of team Hasselbank and God, who's the Oxford manager now? It's not still Carl Robinson, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I thought he left. Oh, okay. So it really depends on what
I might have made that up, but I'm sure it is.
But yeah, Burton 3, Oxford 1.
It's still Robinson. Yeah. What would you have, Jace? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually disagree with you on this one. I'm going Burton 2, Oxford 4.
Oh, wow.
But I do agree in the sense that I think Burton will have a decent season. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on them this season. Not that they'll go up or anything, but I think they could sneak in the playoffs.
I think they could get sort of maybe sneak 6th, something like that.
Yeah.
Are you saying Oxford? Are you saying Burton?
Burton.
Burton.
I think Burton an alright season.
Oxford are they're on the brink of the next step in League One, really. They're just lacking that little edge, really, that's going to take them to the next step. I think both these two teams will have pretty decent seasons, but I also think managers will look at these cup games and think whose players that didn't get as many minutes as I would like to in pre-season and probably play them.
Yeah, good point. So it may act as another pre-season friendly.
Yeah.
But Hammond Burton just signed the guy that was played for your academy not that long ago.
Who?
Yeah.
Tom O'Connor. Yeah.
No. The midfielder. He was at Chelsea. I can't remember his name. Maddox?
Jacob Maddox.
They
signed Jacob Maddox.
I'm pretty sure they've signed him on loan.
I didn't see it. He was only on loan from Chelsea to us. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he went on loan to the B team, didn't he? Which was
he played in our B team because he basically couldn't get in the Chelsea B team or under 23s.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they signed Maddox. I didn't even know that. But that's a pretty good sign. I actually was quite impressed with Maddox when I saw him. Tom O'Connor, that's a good sign. And he's 22. He's been in our B team and under 23 setup for quite a while. But I've always liked it. Always thought he was quite good. I wish that he'd maybe got loans and then sort of a couple chances in cup games earlier. But listen, it is what it is. I mean, League One is certainly where he's going to get some regular football, hopefully, and hopefully he'll play in this game. So yeah.
They also got Borthwick Jackson as well. They've made some people actually know some bigger signings.
Wait, I swear Borthwick Jackson was at Oldham.
He may have been.
Yeah,
I remember him being. He played for United, didn't he? Not that long ago, really.
He was a United academy player, but I'm pretty sure he was at Oldham and couldn't get in the team at some point. Although I don't know, I might be making that up.
Yeah, he was at Oldham.
Sounds like he should be a WWE wrestler.
Who?
He sounds like he should be a WWE wrestler.
Who?
Borthwick Jackson.
He played 31 times for Oldham last season, so he's not too.
Okay. So anyway, we missed out a couple Northern ones, of course. Nottingham Forest against Bradford City. Bradford are strange in the sense that obviously they were in League One for quite a long time, and then they had that absolutely dreadful season where I think they finished bottom, or they might have finished near the bottom, and got relegated. I expected them to come straight back up, to be completely honest. I think Bradford are, they're a big club. I think they deserve to be in League One, really, at the very least, in my opinion. I like Bradford a lot. I think, I'm not sure. I think they had, was it not Phil Parkinson? Was it that they had as a manager? I always get mixed up because those managers are the same sort of names.
I think it
was Phil Parkinson.
The one that was at Sunderland.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's Wrexham now, isn't it?
Right? Yeah. No, I think so. But when it comes to this, I mean, they got a decent point away at Exeter at the weekend. Forest obviously played yesterday and conceded 2 stoppage time goals, losing to Coventry in their Ricoh Arena return.
The Ricoh Arena.
Unbelievable things at the Ricoh Arena. Wow, hasn't it been? It's been a while since we said that. I don't know. I think Forest will be very much mid-table this season. Mid-table, low mid-table. They had their shot at the playoffs and they blew it. I can't see them getting near there sort of anytime soon. But I think Forest will win this game, win it relatively comfortably. I've gone for 2-0. Luke?
I've got 2-1 Forest. Similar reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason?
I've gone for the Cup set Kings in 2-0 Bradford.
They haven't got Mark. Not got Mark Yates though, so
that's a good point.
No.
I was going to say actually, when it comes to cup sets, right? Do you not think Bradford away at Chelsea is that not the greatest cup set of all time, or at least in our sort of lifetime? For me, that's the greatest in our lifetime.
I don't know. What about?
It's a bit
Wigan,
bold to say that.
Wigan City, FA Cup final.
Yeah, but I mean, Wigan were in the Premier League. They were just getting relegated.
I know, but they bottom, weren't they?
I don't know if they were bottom, but they were getting relegated.
Scoring at Anfield.
Who? Haven't
when they scored at Anfield.
I think
they go 2-1 up.
Yeah,
then they went 2-1 up. Yeah, and then I think what was this final score? Like 7-2.
Yeah, they got smashed in the end, but
yeah, I don't know.
I also think Forest are going to struggle this season. They signed Lowell Taylor, didn't they? Well, they've got Lowell Taylor anyway.
I think he scored at the weekend.
Yeah, he scored at the weekend.
He did, yeah.
They just look like that. I know it was one game, but they look like that team that they're just going to go 1-0 up and sit back, and it's not really going to get them very far, especially in this championship. And yeah, I think Bradford love their cup sets, so I think it'll be the return of them, and I think they'll win 2-0.
2-0. Wow. Okay. Next up, to finish off the northern section, Blackburn Rovers against Morecambe. I mean, Blackburn. I'd be concerned if I was a Blackburn fan, actually, because I think they've got a good enough team to survive. I don't think they'll get relegated, but they haven't made a single signing, and of course they've just sold their best player to us, or one of their best players.
Has it actually gone through yet?
Who is Coventry playing in the Carabao Cup? Coventry are they're at home to Northampton. So yeah, I think. Sorry, what did you say, Luke? Sorry.
What did I say? I can't remember now. What did you say?
No.
Has it gone through yet? Have you actually?
Well, Blackburn have announced that they've agreed a deal and that he's on his way down to the south coast. So it's pretty much gone through. But yeah, so I think this is one of those ones that where Morecambe could go and upset them. Of course, they got a great result at Ipswich at the weekend, but I don't think they will, because I think it's going to go one or two ways. Either Blackburn smash them or Morecambe go and get an upset. Blackburn are susceptible to upsets, but I think that they'll play a pretty strong team and beat Morecambe. So I'm going to go for Blackburn 4, Morecambe 1. Luke?
I have gone Blackburn Rovers 0, Morecambe 1.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I've gone for a cup set. I just think Morecambe are going to struggle this season in League One, and I mean they rarely ever get. They're not in League One very often. Have they ever been in League One?
No, they've been in League Two for ages.
I know. So I just feel like they're going to play. They're just going to nick a win. I don't know what. I just have a feeling they're going to nick a away win, and it just be a little upset.
I said Championship against League Two. Sorry, it's Championship against League One. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think they'll nick it. They had a good performance against Ipswich at the weekend as well. Should have won.
It was a very good performance. Yeah. I feel like you know when it's like you get those opening day results, you're like, wow, like that's an amazing result for them. Maybe they'll go and have a good season.
Yeah.
And then it just never manifests. I feel like that could be one of those cases.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll be definitely down the bottom, but
little honeymoon periods in this league.
Sorry?
Season. A little honeymoon period when they get promoted at the start of the season.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah. Jason?
Yeah, I've gone 4-2 Blackburn. No, 4-1. I went 4-1, sorry. Same as you.
Nice, 4-1.
Yeah. Obviously, they're missing a striker now. But they've still got Bradley Dack, which is...
He's injured in a minute.
Yeah. I know he's out injured at the minute because neither him or Armstrong featured against Swansea.
Sammy Gallagher scored, though, other boys.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy Gallagher scored.
That's true, yeah. But now they've got, obviously, the Armstrong money to go and do some business in the remaining stages of the window. Whether they've left it too late selling Armstrong and trying to do business or not, I don't know. But it's going to be a big few weeks for them.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on into the southern section then. Cambridge United against Swindon Town. Obviously, this is League One against League Two, but this is the side that got promoted from League Two against the side that got relegated from League One. I was disappointed with Swindon because I made probably one of the worst predictions I've ever made, and I just predicted them to get momentum and have a really, really good season in League One, despite not really having the facilities for that players-wise. I just thought they were going to go on a fairy tale season. I actually predicted them to finish third in League One last season. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, didn't go to plan, but I wanted them to stay up. I like Swindon as a club. I don't really know why. I've just always had a soft spot for them. But in the end, they just weren't good enough. They just, lacked quality really from top to bottom. And when you got Brett Pittman in your side, that's no surprise really. So, but yeah. So Swindon. So I mean, I think this is going to be one of those cases though, where obviously Cambridge will probably struggle, you would imagine, or be there or thereabouts. They've got like 94-year-old Wes Hoolahan, but I think Cambridge will play a very weak team, and consequently Swindon will go there and get the win because Cambridge will be only bothered about staying in the league. So Cambridge 1, Swindon 2 I've gone for. Luke?
I have put the exact same result. Swindon 2-1. I just think, I don't, again, it's kind of hard to reason every single fixture, but I just think Cambridge are going to struggle this season. They're not really going to care. I think Swindon will just nick a win away.
Yeah. Jason?
Cambridge 2, Swindon 0.
Oh, okay. You've gone complete opposite.
Yeah, I've gone complete opposite.
Do you think Cambridge will do all right?
Yeah, I think they'll do all right.
You think they'll stay up?
You think they'll stay up in League One?
I think it'll be a challenge, but I think it'll come down to the final day.
I don't think any team that got promoted, bar Bolton.
Right.
What did you say?
I just said mum. So. All right.
It did look like that, I can't lie.
Yeah. Boys.
X2 against Wickham. I think this is going to be... I mean, I suppose you could call it an upset, really. It's League 2 against League 1, isn't it? Exeter, they're always there or thereabouts in League 2, but they always bottle it, and then they always lose in the playoffs. I think, though, that they're not too bad in cup competitions from what I remember. And obviously Wickham getting relegated, they'll want to keep the momentum. They've got a pretty good squad still, so they want to keep the momentum and try and challenge. Not that I think that they will. But I'm going to go for 2-1 Exeter.
I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think it should be a close game. I think Exeter will bring a challenge to Wickham. It will play a rotated side. And then I think Wickham will just about edge it on penalties.
Okay.
50-50.
Next up, Crawley Town against Gillingham.
Jason, do you want to give your prediction?
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. I've gone Exeter gently 0, Wycombe Wanderers 3.
Oh, dear.
You think what?
I
Wait,
think
what did you say?
Wycombe win.
Oh, I just realised what you said. Yeah.
I was terrible.
No,
Although that may be my fantasy name now.
I haven't thought of a fantasy name yet. I need to
mine's
think
always
about
Soul Shambles.
it. Yeah, I mean that's been the case since college.
Yeah.
Finding Timo. That's what mine is.
I wasn't allowed my previous name, so I had to go with my open madness. Right. So Jason, any sort of reasoning behind Wycombe winning 3-0?
I just think they're too good for Exeter, really.
They got a good squad.
Yeah, they have got a good squad, and I think they'll just win comfortably. To be honest, I don't really know what else to say. Exeter were very, very poor at the weekend against Bradford. They only managed a 0-0 draw. Well, obviously Bradford are a good side, but they weren't great.
They have Nigel Asangana though, cracking player. They have got Nigel Asangana, and he is a cracking player. So I'm going to actually go
Did
3
he play for you when you had about every single League One player that ever existed, or every single player that
Not
ever?
Nigel Asangana. He is a top player.
Gallup, your fantasy name can be Che Adams Armstrong.
Oh, Neil. Right.
Free
moving swiftly on. Crawley Town against Gillingham. This is a game that I'll be attending.
Sorry, just me.
Are you going to a game, Jace, Tuesday?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, we'll find out what's coming up. We haven't spoken about it yet.
Yeah, it'll tell you when it gets to that game. Obviously, you're going to a game. We'll tell you about that as well. Crawley Gillingham. I think it's one of those. I mean, Crawley were very average last season. And I think they'll probably be pretty similar this season, if I'm honest. They just haven't got enough finances or anything behind them to push for playoffs or certainly promotion. And they're too good to be relegated, so they're very much kind of stuck in that middle ground. Gillingham, they had a surprisingly pretty good season last year. I was quite impressed with Gillingham on the whole. I think they might struggle a little bit more this season, but I'm just going to go for a 2-0 Gillingham win because, again, it's one of those cup games you just can't really predict it. But I think Gillingham will have a better squad, so they'll win 2-0.
Yeah, well, because it's quite like a tough tie, like Gillingham rotate, blah, 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 Crawley being the league below. I basically just went off the fact that you're going to the game, so I predicted a 0-0.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I got Gillingham on penalties.
Fair enough. Okay. Jason.
I went Crawley 0, Gillingham 1. But for the sake of you, I hope you do see more than one goal.
I feel it's just written in the stars that I'll go to see probably the worst game of the round. But
it'll be the only 0-0 of the round.
It will be, yeah.
Crawley have had their fair few upsets as well. I think they beat Norwich. I don't know if it was last year or the year before at home.
No, they did. I remember that. I think it was they beat Norwich and then they beat Stoke as well.
Yeah.
But then they lost to Colchester in the 4th round, and Colchester played at Old Trafford.
I think it's two teams that will finish around 15th in their leagues. I don't think they're going to be doing it.
Yeah, I fully agree with that, actually. Right, so next up is we've done Burton Oxford, Coventry Northampton. I mean, obviously Coventry had their homecoming yesterday. Their stadium was pretty full. There was a fantastic atmosphere. I saw the video. It's a fantastic atmosphere, of course, their return to the Rico. It is a League Cup first round game, and it is against a League Two side. I'd be surprised and impressed if it was anything near that tomorrow. I think it's one of those. I mean, Coventry will be hovering above the relegation zone, I think, but I'm going to go for Coventry. I mean, Northampton obviously got relegated last season. I think Coventry will have enough in their squad, so 2-0 Coventry. Luke?
I've gone very similar. I think Coventry will comfortably win. I've gone 3-0.
And Jason?
I've gone for more unbelievable scenes at the Rico Arena and also 2-0 Coventry.
It's just
But
one of
this
those games.
this is one of the Wednesday games. Obviously, with Coventry playing yesterday.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. So that'll be played Wednesday. Yeah. I think it's one of those games that on paper it looks pretty straightforward to call, but I mean Northampton will probably go and beat them 3-0 now.
Oh my days!
What?
I just got
What?
a message from Matt Corliss.
Yeah.
He's got COVID.
That is absolute limbs at the.
We were
Alan-
with him. Oh my days! That's so annoying. Oh, there goes my doubts.
In other news,
Ipswich Newport. Ipswich Newport County. Obviously, Ipswich are a very good side, at least on paper. They should be up there in the sort of upper regions of League One, certainly. I mean, I'd be surprised if they didn't, at a very, very minimum, get playoffs. I've got them going up personally. Newport, again, another one of those sides that are always kind of there or thereabouts. Often get the playoffs in League Two. Just haven't quite got themselves over the line yet. I think there'll be goals in this game because I think Ipswich will make quite a few changes, but I think Ipswich will come out on top. So I'm going to go for Ipswich Town 3, Newport County 2. Luke?
I have gone Ipswich Town 4, Newport County 2. I think
Similar.
Newport always give a good account of themselves in the cup.
They do, yeah.
So I just feel like they're going to give them a game, but then Ipswich will just like have a bit too much at the end, score a couple of goals.
Yeah. Jason?
I've gone 2-0 Ipswich. And Newport do have their fair few cup upsets as well, but normally that's when they're playing at home. And I just feel like Ipswich are going to want to bounce back before their next league game after Saturday, because it probably
Who are they playing next week in the league? Do you know?
Not sure.
Because that wasn't the ideal start, and it's things like that when you think, oh yeah, Morecambe at home, that's a great start to great game to like have in your first game of the season, but those points could come back to haunt them if they drop in those points. So because Morecambe I think will struggle a lot. So yeah, but so everyone's got Ipswich going through in that game then, yeah.
Yeah.
So Forest Green against Bristol City. Forest Green Rovers against Bristol City. This is somewhat of kind of a not really nearly a West Country derby in a way. I mean, Forest Green have been up there in League Two really since they got promoted. They've got a pretty good backing. I think they'll do the same again. I think they'll be up there again, maybe even get promoted. For Bristol City, I don't really know what the direction is for Bristol City. Famara Daidu went to Alanyaspor on a free, I think it was. They've let a lot of players go. They have an incredibly aging squad. And they've brought in Matty James from Leicester, who hadn't played for about 100 years. Same with Andy King. And I think that's it. And Rob Atkinson, of course, Rob Atkinson. How could I forget? Rob Atkinson, the former EC centre-back. And he started for them at the weekend against Blackpool. Fantastic player. I mean, I'm delighted to see him there. And actually, I think Tomlinson's move to Peterborough sort of championship was pretty, premature. I think Rob Atkinson will do fine in the championship. I think he'll do just fine.
He's had that like season in between in League One, where it's
season and a half, really. Yeah.
Yeah, Oxford. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think with this one, I think there's going to be plenty of goals. I think it's just going to be one of those games. Bristol will make a fair few changes. I think they've still got plenty enough to survive Bristol, which is why I've got them kind of easily winning this. Forest Green will probably make a few changes because they'll, of course, want to focus on promotion. Forest Green Rovers 2, Bristol City 5, I've gone for. Yeah, I was waiting for that reaction. Luke?
I've gone Forest Green Rovers 1, Bristol City 3. I think they'll just be too strong for them.
Yeah.
I've gone 2-2 and Bristol City on penalties.
Interesting.
Great.
Okay. Next up, Reading against Swansea City. I think it's one of those games. It's all Championship. On paper, really. I mean, obviously, Reading had a pretty good season last season. They just really ran out of steam. I don't think they'll be as good this year. And obviously, Swansea, I mean, in last season, got to the playoffs, and now they're in a little bit of chaos with the whole manager situation and everything that's gone on at the club. They've got Russell Martin in now. Their squad doesn't look amazing, but they've still got some very good players there. Cabango at the back, obviously Jamal Lowe still up top. I think, though, because it's the Cup, Swansea will play pretty much under 23s. So I'm going to go for Reading 2, Swansea City 0. Luke?
I've gone Reading 2, Swansea City 3.
Wow, okay.
I think, honestly, there's not really much reason into that. I just think Swansea are a better side. I just expect them to just about win. But be a fair few goals. More.
Okay. Jason?
I think it's going to be 8-all. No, I'm joking. Obviously, I'd love it to be because I'm going, but I've gone Reading.
This is the game that Jason's going to, yeah.
You going in there?
No, he's away.
Oh,
do you reckon? Are you going home end or away end?
Home end.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gone Reading 1, Swansea 0. I hope there's more than one goal, but I don't know. I can see Reading winning it, to be fair. Most people probably would have Swansea doing better in the league than Reading this season. But I don't know. I just think Reading will nick it.
And obviously, Sutton put on a very good performance at Forest Green. They ended up losing in the end in their first game back in the EFL, or first game in the EFL as it is now. Their first cup game away is a pretty good one. A big stadium, former Premier League stadium, of course. I don't know. Have the restrictions been lifted in Wales? So are away fans allowed now, actually?
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
So obviously Cardiff City against Sutton United. That's a fantastic away day for Sutton fans. And I hope that they obviously go there and enjoy it. Obviously a team that's been in the National League for quite some time. Pretty similar size to Eastleigh, I would say, in many ways. But what was the eyebrow raise for, Jason?
Disagreeing.
Oh, okay. I think, obviously Cardiff will make a fair few changes. I expect maybe players like Alex Smithies to play in goal, Perry Young maybe to play right back. I think they'll win 3-1. I think they'll have comfortably enough. Sutton, they'll go there. They'll give a good account of themselves, but it'll be 3-1 Cardiff.
I've gone for a humongous cup set. Cardiff 1, Sutton United 2.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know. Not really much reason. I just think Sutton first game back in that cup. I think they're gonna surprise everyone. And
that would be an unreal upset. I'd absolutely love to see that. That would be brilliant.
I think they're gonna do it. I reckon they're gonna do it. 2-1.
Okay. Okay.
I'll talk through mine while he's gone. I've gone for Cardiff 5, Sutton United 3. I think it's going to be
What's happening? I'm confused.
I don't know, but I think it's going to be a quality game. I think Sutton could go 1-0 up or 2-0 up.
What score did you say? 5-2.
5-3 Cardiff.
Oh, nice.
Well, I want Sutton to do well this season.
We're carrying the sport report right now.
I tried to fill in.
That's all right.
I don't know if you had any of that.
Not really.
Okay. I went 5-3 Cardiff.
5-3.
5-3.
Jesus. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, next up, moving on then. AFC Bournemouth have already played. Bristol Rovers Cheltenham. This is kind of a West Country derby in a way as well. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know how Bristol Rovers are going to do in League Two, back in League Two. I get the feeling they might be sort of playoffs somewhere around that area. For Cheltenham, I think they'll probably struggle in League One, if I'm honest. So I've gone for Bristol Rovers 4, Cheltenham 1. Luke?
I've gone 2-0. Comfortable win for Bristol Rovers.
I've gone 1-1, Cheltenham on penalties.
Okay.
I think
Next up, Peterborough United against Plymouth Argyle. Championship against League One. I do think Peter will make quite considerable changes because, of course, their main goal is to stay in the Championship. Plymouth, I think they'll be okay in League One. I don't think they'll get playoffs. I don't think they'll get relegated. They'll be mid-table. I've gone for Peterborough 2, Plymouth 2. I've actually gone for Plymouth to win on penalties. I just think it's a coin flip, isn't it? So, yeah. Luke?
I don't think Plymouth are going to do very well this year. I've gone 2-1 Peterborough. I don't think Peterborough do very well in the Championship either, but I think they've got too much for Plymouth. So
okay.
I just think they'll get a win.
Jason?
I've gone Peterborough 0, Plymouth 1. Pie-face scoring the winner. No, I'm joking. I've got 1-0 though. But I think, I fear for Peterborough this season. They have got a lot of injuries at the moment. Which are obviously relaxing their team selections quite a lot. And I think Plymouth, I think they might struggle this season. Obviously didn't go off to the greatest starts at Rotherham, but it's not really an easy game to start the season with. But I think they'll nick it 1-0.
Okay.
Jack
I was reading that. I ain't got a clue.
What does that mean?
Don't know.
What?
Leyton Orient against Queen's Park Rangers. Kenny Jackett's Leyton Orient, of course. I just want to ask Luke, actually, how do you think Kenny Jackett will do at Orient?
Probably well. He'll probably get him promoted.
It would be very, very Kenny Jackett, very much your luck.
Yeah, very much our luck. Although I have gone for them to lose 4-1 in this game. The Queen's Park Rangers.
I was going to say, I think QPR are going to have a good season.
Me too.
I fancy them to have a very good season. They've been in mid-table, that sort of area, for a long time. Okay.
Right.
They've been sort of mid-table for a long time in the league. I'd like to see them do well. So I've got them winning this game 3-1. Jason?
I've gone 1-0 Queen's Park Raisins, as Louis Van Gaal would say. I actually do think they could have a good season as well. They had a very good pre-season. Obviously, results in pre-season aren't too relevant to the season, but a lot of people probably predicted them to beat QPR. To beat Mill, sorry. QPR can't beat QPR.
They did draw, yeah.
On the weekend, they drew 1-1. Jed Wallace scored a pretty good goal for Mill as well. I think they'll be too good for Leyton Orient, and I think they'll win 1-0.
Okay. Stevenage against Luton Town. This is a semi-local game, sort of Hertfordshire, kind of near Londonish. Luton are a strange one, really, because obviously they survived by the skin of their teeth in their first season, had a fantastic season last year. I was really impressed with how Luton did. They sold James Collins. I still think they've got a pretty good side. I think they'll be okay in the Championship. I think they're building something which is good. I like Nathan Jones as a manager. I like him a lot. So I'm going to go Stevenage 0, Luton Town 2. I don't really expect much from Stevenage. Stevenage are very lucky to be in the Football League, as we know, finishing bottom and not getting relegated, but is what it is. Stevenage 0, Luton Town 2. Luke?
I've gone Stevenage 0, Luton Town 1. Like you said, I think Luton will have a decent season in the Championship. I think they'll just be mid-table. I think they've got enough. They kind of established themselves now. I did think Cameron Jerome's a very strange signing for them. Not really sure why they signed Cameron Jerome, but
yeah, he's obviously got older and he's had a bit of a decline. He was playing for MK Dons in League One. So for him to make that step up again is going to be interesting.
He'll be back up. They've got a good striker up top now. They got rid of Collins. They got Adebayo up top. He's good.
Yeah, I like Adebayo a lot. Yeah, I think he's very good.
I think they'll be 1-0. Okay.
Yeah. Jason?
Yeah, I've gone Stevenage 2, Luton Town 3. Luton absolutely wiped the floor with Peterborough on Saturday. Obviously, Stevenage got the narrow win against Barrow, but I feel like Luton I think they'll be all right this year.
Mhm.
I think they'll probably stay up again. And yeah, I think they'll win this one 3-2.
Okay. Next up, the not so big one, Millwall against Portsmouth.
Biggest tie around, to be honest.
It's just not. Millwall against Portsmouth. It is a big tie. Like obviously, I'm being completely realistic now. It is a very big tie for this round. How many Millwall fans there will be, I don't know. Pompey have sold out, as you said. I think Millwall will play a relatively decent side. I don't know why. I just fancy them to do so. For Pompey, I think they'll play a pretty decent side as well, but I think Millwall will have too much on the day. So I'll go for Millwall 3, Pompey 1.
I was hoping that we'd have Ben Thompson lining up against Millwall, but it looks like he's going to be lining up against us for Millwall.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming. Can keep dreaming. That goes through. I've gone Millwall 1, Portsmouth 1, and I've gone Millwall on penalties.
Okay. Birmingham City against Colchester United. Sorry, Jason.
Jesus.
That's it now. I've also gone Millwall 1, Pompey 1. I've gone Pompey on penalties.
Oh, come on. I hope so.
Okay. Any reasoning?
Absolutely not, to be honest. No, I'm joking. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think these sides are too far apart in terms of quality, really.
I don't know about that one. We're pretty crap.
Nah,
We're not.
I wouldn't say that, to be fair. I don't think Millwall will do great this season. I think it basically could be a low end Championship side against the expected to finish high League One side. So
we'll say top 10, top 12 League One.
I don't back us this season, so not yet. Not with the squad we've got at the minute.
Birmingham City against Colchester United. Birmingham got a massive win in their first game away at Sheffield United. That was a really good win. Joe, I had an inkling about that, but when I was when I sort of had the game on the background before it kicked off, I was like, I just got a feeling Birmingham might nick the win here. It was Maxime Collan who got the goal. He's a player I like quite a lot. I think they'll have a better season this year. I really do. I like Lee Bowyer. I think he's a pretty good manager. He's not the sort of manager that are going to progress Birmingham to the point where they're going to be necessarily playoffs or promotion. But I think they'll finish comfortably mid-table, possibly even top 12. And yeah, I think they'll have a decent season. Colchester, I think they're having some financial issues. They've obviously they reached the playoffs in the first COVID season, or the COVID season that ended that way. And then last season they finished like 22nd, 21st. I'm pretty sure they've got some financial issues. I don't know what sort of season they're going to have, but I think Birmingham will win 3-0. Luke?
I actually went for Birmingham 3, Colchester 3.
Wow.
And Colchester to win on penalties.
Okay. Is that
completely no reason? I just thought there's always a high scoring game, so I just thought that'd be the one. Don't know why.
Okay. Jason?
I went Birmingham 2, Colchester 0. Very, very good result for Birmingham at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people expected Sheffield United to win that. Yeah, I think it'd be comfortable for them. I can't see them Colchester causing Birmingham any problems in this one.
Yeah, okay. So lastly, again, this is another fixture that I swear gets played about 6 times a year. Charlton Athletic against AFC Wimbledon. Semi-London derby, kind of. For Charlton this season, I think there are going to be quite a few sides above them in the pecking order when it comes to battling for promotion. They are a side that you would imagine would be battling for the playoffs promotion. I think it's similar in many ways to Portsmouth in that respect. But I don't know about this season. Like I said, I think there's going to be too many clubs ahead of them. Wimbledon, I think, will struggle, but they got a very good victory in their first game of the season. I think it will be Charlton 2, AFC Wimbledon 2, with Charlton winning on penalties. It's as simple as that. I think it'll just be, again, both in the same league. Goals, good game. That's pretty much it. Luke?
Well, Charlton, I think, will be there or thereabouts with the playoffs. So I've gone Oh, I just think they're stronger. I've just gone 2-1 Charlton.
Mhm.
Got Jaden Stockley from us. Well, stolen from us. We were going to sign him.
Jason?
I went 1-0 Charlton. Same reasons as Luke. To be fair, I think they'll edge it. However, Wimbledon got a very good result at Doncaster at the weekend. But yeah, I think 1-0 Charlton.
Okay, nice. So that is it. That's that. Those are our Carabao Cup predictions for round 1. We'll be back for round 2. And Saints will, of course, be in the competition then, as will all of the Premier League teams not in Europe. Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, and after all this, Manchester City are going to win it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They absolutely will. I mean, we could have done a video in 30 seconds saying Manchester City are going to win the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they will.
You don't think they will?
Oh, I'm joking.
Oh.
Of course they will.
Yeah. Of course, like I said, we'll be back for round 2 predictions, and there'll be plenty more content coming out for it this week. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Of course, this is a project that I'm just starting out, so bear with. But please subscribe, like, and hopefully come along the journey with us. Plenty of sporting content to come. So, yeah, I'll see you all in a bit. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.